Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling. Welcome to Noles All Access, where we take you inside Florida State athletics. I'm Jay Sutton, and today we'll talk with head coach Willie Taggart to recap the Clemson game. Then we'll go inside the helmet with defensive back Stanford Samuels. And later, internationally ranked golfers John Pock and Frida Sheenholt continue to set records at Florida State. All that and much more is up ahead on Noles All Access.
Third down and 4. They need to reach the 45. Lawrence will throw on third down. Looks to his right. Flushed out of the pocket. Still running for it. Gets the pass away, and it's incomplete pass. And the Tigers come up empty on third down and 4 and will have to punt the ball for the first time today. 7-0 score. Good defense by the Seminoles.
Trevor looking right, now flush from the pocket. Pressured some more. A stiff arm, stays alive, stays in bounds downfield. Oh, nice. That ball is picked off. Are they going to count it? I thought he went out of bounds first, but Nasruldeen grabs it, and that is a turnover, a pick for Florida State at the 36-yard line. Huge. Under center goes Lawrence in I formation with a fullback in there. Etienne dots that I. He takes the pitch, works to the right, and he is blown up and tackled. Ball comes out, doesn't matter. The Noles make the stop at the 1-yard line. Clemson has changed quarterbacks, and Chase Bryce is in there. Now the ball comes out the other way, and Florida State might have it right back. And they do. Dennis Briggs with the fumble recovery for Florida State. This time Florida State will run a reverse, and there's a little bit of a hole. If you can turn the corner, this will be out past the 37-yard line. Goes Trayshawn Harrison for a first down. Ball at the 37-yard line, fake it to Akers, and now across the middle. This is Terry, spins free, 40, Tamarian Terry in a foot race, 20, 15, 10, 5, the Noles are on the board. Florida State, first touchdown of the day, and what a spin move that was. Stopped on a dime, lost the defender, and took it to the house. 13 yards to go, snap to Blackman, fakes a handoff, looking left, throws it, and it is caught. First down at the 40. Good catch by DJ Matthews, who skied just as he did against Louisville. Maybe not quite as high, but went up and got that thing. First down. 2nd and 10 for Florida State from the Clemson 40. They'll hand it off to Laburn. Big hole. Laburn at the 30, cuts left around one defender, gets a block. 15, 10, 5. House for Kalen Laburn.
Tell you what, I like that kid. He has that type of ability. He's able to use his speed, hit that seam, and get up the field. It looked like he was going outside. It looked like the offensive line was heading that way, so the defensive line started heading that way, and a huge hole popping up in the middle of the defense.
Time expires on this one. This one is in the books. Florida State falls 45-14, the final score at Clemson Memorial Stadium.
Well, Coach, that was a tough loss on the road to a very good Clemson team. And I feel that most people that were watching the game were hoping that it would be a more competitive game than it was last year. But the game kind of slipped away from you all early. What do you think attributed to the game ending the way that it did?
Well, I thought our guys, we made a lot of mistakes there early in the game. We got behind early. Something you can't do on the road in that environment against the defending national champ. You can't get behind early, and we got behind very early in that game, and kind of got away from our game plan there. And then we didn't execute against a really good football team. You know, we turned the ball over 4 times, and you can't do that and expect to win pretty much against anyone, but in particular, you can't do that against the defending national champions. You know, we didn't execute like we were in the previous ball games, and you have to be better when it comes to that. So we got to do a better job of making sure our players are in the right position and that they're sound in what they're doing so they can execute at a high level, especially against a team like Clemson.
And is that the plan moving forward? Because you had a great quote after the game when you said we can't allow this one game to cause us to lose 2. So is that the plan, better execution moving forward?
Absolutely, and then we got to make sure again that we putting our players in the best position to make plays and where they can play comfortable and with confidence. You know, again, you playing a team like Clemson, like you mentioned earlier, a really good football team, and we can't afford to have any mistakes or not sure about things that we're doing when we're playing a team like that.
And I think that it was very unfortunate to see Keyshawn Helton go down with the injury during the game, but I also thought that it was a great moment when you see him being carted off the field and he looks over his teammates and he tells them, don't quit, don't quit. How did that resonate with the team, and how do you think they responded to it?
It was big time. I think when you watched our team, they didn't quit. You know, they kept fighting to the end, and he's a leader on this team. It's important to him. Being at Florida State and helping his football team is really important, and I thought that message was dead on, you know, and it couldn't come from a better person.
Absolutely. And both Alex Hornibrook and James Blackman took reps in this game, and we've seen a good sample size of both quarterbacks so far throughout the 6 games this season. Can we expect to see both guys continue to get action, or are you going to ride with one guy moving forward?
We're going to decide that as a staff and make sure we put our guys in the best position, make sure we're doing what's right for our football team, and make sure whoever's the quarterback, they're the guy that's going to lead us.
Well, thanks, Coach. And we'll hear how the team can bounce back against Wake Forest coming up a little later in the show. So stick around for that and much more right here on Noles All Access.
Stanford Samuels, defensive back, junior, Miami, Florida.
Shotgun the snap and looking downfield, Anthony Brown's throw. It's intercepted, picked off at the 40, to the 35, to the 30. Intercepted by Stanford Samuels, and the Noles are in business.
Florida State was my dream school, and once I got on campus and actually got around, again, it was just like I felt like I was at home. As you're in high school, as you're a little kid, you always vision running out of a college football tunnel and playing for a big college football program. For it to actually come true and for it to be your dream school, that's undescribable. It's unbelievable.
Roscoe Parrish wide to the right. Here's the snap. 3-man rush, and Berlin gets the pass. Oh, what a hit! Incomplete pass. Roscoe Parrish is sawed in two. Stanford Samuels took no prisoners. What a hit!
The play when my dad hit Roscoe Parrish, I was actually in the stand asleep, but my family members have told me about the story so many times I could pretty much visualize it like I wasn't asleep. But yeah, that would probably be my earliest Florida State memory.
Here, play action fake, dropping back to the post, toward the post. It is intercepted in the end zone, picked off by Florida State, Stanford Samuels.
When it first happened, I didn't realize the significance of it because it's just kind of like another play. You go out there to make plays, but when you sit back and look at it, that's a big deal. Like to be a part of a rivalry and to make a big play in a rivalry game, you can't replace that. And the feeling I got from that, it was crazy because it was a big time play and we actually needed it at the moment. So it was great. That's what you live for. Like I know he feels accomplished or great every time he sees that play get replayed. No matter how many times he's seen it, I know he feels that feeling inside every time he sees it.
They need 9, dropping Brown. Brown throwing the pass to the right side, caught ball, but a tackle made immediately to the 31.
I wouldn't trade it for the world because he helps me in so many places like that I would be lost at if I didn't have him. And I appreciate him for that. And I don't know what I'll do without him, but it's just having that insight and having somebody who's been through it and knows what you're going through and knows how you feel. And just knows those little tips and things that'll help you get better every day.
The Florida State-Miami matchup is considered one of the great rivalries in college football. For the players on the 1999 Florida State roster, this game was crucial. They had never lost to the Hurricanes, and they planned on keeping it that way. It was a turbulent week leading up to the game, with the absence of Peter Warrick and Lavernius Coles due to off-field issues.
You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to know that I'm here, whatever, and I know y'all here for me.
But Coach Bowden and his staff made it their top priority to keep everyone focused on winning.
This is a tough kick.
46-yard attempt. Good snap. Here's the kick.
Blocked! Blocked at the 45. Diving on it. Seminoles have stopped the Canes. First down FSU at midfield. Tommy, big play, Polly.
They got 5 at the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. Dropping Winky, looking Winky, throwing Winky. He's got a receiver open. It's caught! 10, 5. Catch by Jermaine Stringer. First touchdown since 97. A 48-yarder.
And I see you, Chris Winky. What a read. He saw it. Only the receiver can catch it.
You got Chaney at fullback. Minor the tailback from the 3. Hands it off to Chaney. Chaney wiggles. Touchdown! Touchdown, Florida State. Oh,
sell the pass and give it to Jeff Cheney.
At quarterback, Miner and Kendra behind him in the eye. Play action to the pass, the throw underneath.
Caught tight end. Touchdown, Florida State. Ryan Sprague. Touchdown, FSU. Where'd that play come from, PT?
Moving left, the snap. Hand off to Miner, pops it up the middle, follows a blocker. Miner pops free to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Miner in a foot race to the 40, cuts the corner, 45, 50, keeps it inbound, finds a blocker, follows a blocker, 30, to the 25, to the 20, 15, to the 10, to the 8-yard line. First and goal, FSU. Travis Miner. That's how you change field position. Man, give it to 23 and let him scoot 79 yards. Is at the 28-29. He is 12 of 15. Here's the kick. Good snap. Good hold. Airborne, and it is good. Sebastian Janikowski breaks the 21-all tie. It's 24-21, Florida State. Miner swings in motion. Here's the snap. Inside pressure. Gets the pass away. Caught across the middle by Dugans. Dugans to the 30. 35 to the 40. Dugans to the 45 to the 50. He's out of bounds at the Miami 29-yard line. What a run after the catch by Ronnie Dugans. He's having another great game. He can use one running back, and that is Miner. Up the middle goes Miner. Touchdown FSU. I'm going to come at you, says Travis Miner, and he takes it right up the gut and scores from 2 yards out.
I see you, Travis Miner. Good physical football right up the gut.
Chris Winkie had another amazing performance, completing passes to 11 different receivers, totaling 332 yards and 2 touchdowns. And for the 5th year in a row, the Noles had defeated the Canes.
Coming up, John Pock and Frida Sheenholt take Florida State golf to the next level.
What's up, Seminole fans? I'm Jacqueline Kissick here with a preview of what's coming up this week in Florida State athletics. One of Florida State's in-state rivals, the Miami Hurricanes, will be coming to the Seminole Soccer Complex this Friday at 5 p.m. After falling to the Canes in Miami last season, the Noles are motivated to use their home field advantage to notch a win this season. Heading over to swimming and diving, the Noles will host Minnesota this Saturday at the Morecambe Aquatic Center. Last season, the men's team finished 14th at the NCAA Championships with a final ranking of 22. And the women's team tied its best dual meet record in program history last year with 11 wins. Finally, the women's volleyball team will compete in Tully Gym against Syracuse this Sunday at noon. Last season's matchup against the Orange was highlighted by a stellar offensive performance as the Noles saw a season-high 72 kills and 179 attacks. Be sure to check out Seminoles.com for all the latest news on Florida State athletics. I'm Jacqueline Kissick for Noles All Access.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
I think it's important to know that all of these athletes that are under our Spirit programs all do it because of the love of what they do. None of them are on scholarship. They do get a lot of perks for being a part of our program, but they're not getting scholarships like the other scholarship athletes, and they're putting in a lot of the same time.
One unit from the bottom.
At a home game, we have stuff Friday and Saturday, so didn't want to practice too late in the week. But the 3 days a week is good for what we need, and then we lift 2 days and then condition 1. So it's a really good mix of what we need to do to have them game day and competition ready. I think we bring such pageantry to the football game, especially in college. I think cheerleaders and dance teams bring such a special dynamic to any atmosphere. It is our job to get the fans yelling. It is our job to get them to get off their feet. So the little things that we do, I think, are important just to the pageantry of collegiate football. Sometimes it's hard to understand, why cheerleading dance isn't a sport.
Try to stabilize your core underneath it, guys.
But it's just the nature of what it is. But they're a bunch of special individuals. We're always lucky with real great students that we get that come through this program.
Ranking globally is a feat most athletes only dream of achieving. For Florida State golfers John Pock and Frida Sheenholt, that dream has already become a reality. According to the World Amateur Golf Ranking, Pock is number 11 in the world, while Sheenholt was number 1 for several weeks this summer.
To be able to practice with John is just great fun. We love to challenge each other. We've been competing a couple of times out on a course, playing together, and have a great challenge out there.
Originally from Sweden, Sheenholm moved to the U.S. in 2018 to attend FSU and join the women's golf team. She didn't waste any time making her mark. After her freshman year, Sheenholm became the most decorated freshman for the women's golf program. She was named the 2019 National Freshman of the Year for the Women's Congressional Golf Association, the 2019 ACC Golfer of the Year, and the 2019 ACC Freshman of the Year.
She's rewriting the record books, but at the same time, to be able to coach her, learn from her, watch her grow, is only going to help me be a better coach and our program become better as we go throughout the future.
Sheenholm also competed in the prestigious Arnold Palmer Cup this past summer for the international team, where she was an integral part in helping her team defeat the United States.
Arnold Palmer Cup was amazing. It was both men and women's golfers from college. I got to know a lot of players that I haven't met before. We all motivated each other over there, lots of college players, and we're all kind of in the same page and chapter in our lives.
Like Sheenholm, John Pock has been setting his own records at Florida State.
I love it here. I love being a Florida State Seminole. I love my teammates, and it's just really amazing being here. It's one of the greatest programs in golf, and you know, being a part of this team means something so much to me.
During his freshman year, he was named the Phil Mickelson Freshman All-American and the 2018 ACC Freshman of the Year. In 2019, Pock recorded the single-year scoring average for FSU and won 4 tournaments, including the 2019 ACC Championship. On Pock's long list of accomplishments, there's one that means the most: the Walker Cup.
It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. You know, I was playing with 9 of the best golfers in America. You don't really get to do that a whole lot. Standing on that first tee, I realized when I did it, that was something that, you know, I've been reaching for the last 2 years, and for it to actually happen, it felt really good.
The Walker Cup is deemed by most amateurs as the pinnacle of their career. Pock was an essential member of the U.S. team and was the only undefeated golfer during the match.
To have a player of John's ability and accomplishments and knowing what his future potentially could hold drives us coaches to help him reach those goals. John Pack is going to go down as one of the best players to ever play at Florida State.
Despite growing up on opposite sides of the globe, Pock and Sheenholm have made Seminole history as some of the most decorated golfers to ever wear the garnet and gold. Their deep affection for golf continues to fuel their game and has made them leaders at both the collegiate and international level. I'm Samantha Klubchak for Noles All Access.
Coming up, we look ahead to next week's game at Wake Forest. The Look Ahead is presented by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. Register to win the ultimate fan experience at NolesContest.com. Coming up, the team is facing another tough opponent on the road. This Wake Forest team is currently 5-1. They're led by quarterback Jamie Newman, who's having a pretty great season so far, and he's throwing to some big, physical, explosive receivers. Can you kind of talk about what stands out to you about this Wake Forest team?
They're well coached. They're a physical football team, and they have guys that just step up and make big-time plays. Like you said earlier, their quarterback, he's the key to what they're doing, you know. And they have a good running back too. I think they do a good job running the football and mixing it up, throwing and passing, and it's been very effective for them. And again, it's going to be a challenge for our football team, and on the road again, and we got to be on our A game as we go up there. We can't make those minimal mistakes, and we got to be sharp.
And this team is kind of similar to the Noles in the aspect that they play a high-tempo game as well. So would that be a point of emphasis to slow them down? And what else are some keys to the game if the Noles are going to pull out a victory?
Well, I think it's really important, again, that we stop the run. I said all the time, it's so important in football. We got to take care of the football. We can't turn it over down there because of how they run their offense. And then we got to get some takeaways. It's so important that we get takeaways. And not only once we get them, we got to turn those takeaways into scores. And if we're not doing that, then there's no good. It don't do you any good to get takeaways. So once we do get takeaways, we got to make sure we capitalize that in points.
And how big will a win be up in Wake Forest for the psyche of this team moving forward?
Oh, it's huge. You know, we got 6 games left and a lot to play for, you know, and we're right where we were this time last year. And I think showing improvement in our football team is to go out and continue to win and take care of these games we know we can go take care of. We got to play well and finish like we know we can.
Well, thanks again, Coach. And let's see if the team can regroup and pick up a win in Winston-Salem. For Coach Taggart, I'm Jay Sutton. We'll see you next week on Noles All Access. Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling.